many, many moons ago. It was a really dark and stormy Sunday afternoon. I was hurting pretty bad because I was being really successful at a curling bonds field the day before. And I can't tell you exactly how successful because I kind of blacked out. But when I woke up the next day, I had won a stainless steel thermos. I don't know if that was a prize or I just stole from someone, but it was a prize that I took home. And I was at this bonds field with a bunch of my rugby alumnus, which they're like a good friend, like Kathy, is very encouraging and very supportive. So at the pub, I was like rubbing it in everyone's face that I got a trophy, and I was letting everybody know that I was king of the world. And with that festive environment, I started drinking the all-day happy hour jugs at a very rapid pace. And it just so happened that it was also the wing night and a wing day. For 25 cents, you could get a chicken wing, and a minimum order of 10, you could get a whole order of 10 chicken wings of your flavor. I like to combine flavors, so I took a teriyaki mild, teriyaki hot or teriyaki mild, put them together, boom, delicious and tangy. That's just something you could take home with you tonight. Because I find when you eat teriyaki, it usually gets cold rather quick, but you put some hot sauce in there, you get some longevity out of your wings. We're gonna learn stuff today. Yeah. And so I had my wings, and I was drinking, and we're like rugby guys, we're all drinking, and we're just ordering these, and I remember we ordered 3 pitchers of beer at 4 in the afternoon or whatever the time was. My mind is cloudy, so I can't really focus on details, but I remember I was having fun. And I also had in the back of my mind, I knew I was forgetting one thing on Sunday, and I couldn't remember what it was. So it was kind of troubling me a bit, but we were having fun. And then the bill came, and then everybody wanted me to pay for all the beer. And I thought that was ridiculous for a champion, a thermos champion like myself. You're gonna punish me? And they said, no, Jeremy, everyone else here is drinking iced tea. And then I realized I was pretty shit-faced. I had drank 3 pitchers of beer in a very condensed amount of time. And we had to hurry to get back. We were down in Lethbridge, so we had to hurry to get back to Calgary area. And so we piled into the van, but the van was a bit of a mess because the bonds field, we had a lot of hydration going into it. So there's a lot of empty cans and bottles of recyclable donations. It was a very lucrative van if you were to break into it and you were into recycling. You could get some really cool shit afterwards. Probably more booze, like a big bottle of sorts. So we're getting rid of it, and then we come across one 3/4 empty, 3/4 full, 2/6 of rye. And then in our scavenging, we also found 4 cans of Red Bull. And sometimes when I drink, I like to be a scientist and conduct experiments, right? And it just so happened I was worrying what the volume capacity of the thermos was. It turns out it is exactly 3/4 of a 2/6 of rye and 4 Red Bulls. And like I said, my friends are supportive. They're like, Jeremy, you gotta drink that. I'm like, you bet your ass I will. So I took a sip and they said, can you go faster? I'm like, Jeremy can go faster. So I'm pounding this Red Bull rye whiskey energy drink as fast as I can, enjoying life on a Sunday, right? And this is a very important detail. I don't know if you know this about the main ingredient in rye is that it is alcohol, right? And one of the main ingredients in Red Bull is caffeine. And alcohol is a diuretic. Caffeine is another diuretic. You put 2 and 2 together and you get a close call. Yeah. Oh, it gets worse. So I finish off this thermos of hate. I put it back, and I was getting kind of groggy from the beer, but the Red Bull just really lifted me up because that energy just kept boosting up, and I'm getting an alert. But also the whiskey, which is the more powerful booze, is now taking over. And I can feel myself getting drunker and drunker, but instead of getting tired and passing out and recovering, I just get more and more energy and more bad ideas. We're driving the van, you know what, we have to go to the bathroom? No, we don't have to stop, hold the door open. No one dies. We keep going. We're driving. There's a bit of a fuzzy period. I don't know. I have a Rod Stewart's Greatest Hits CD. I'm not sure why I bought it. But vodka rye tells you things, and you don't argue with vodka rye. It's a very powerful drug. And I get a phone call about like half hour from home, and it's my friend Groucho, and he's like, "Hey Jeremy, are we still doing wings after your family dinner?" Oh shit. Now remember that one thing I forgot was a delayed Thanksgiving dinner that I was having with my parents that day. And I'm fucking hammered. And I'm gonna be showing up about an hour and a half late. So I'm like, okay, Jeremy, just clear the mechanism. Okay, you're so hammered, but you're alert. Your brain is still there. We can figure something out. I don't know if you know this with my mom, but she has issues with my drinking. So I had to be like very on point when I got home. And I figured out a strategy. She's gonna have questions, and I gotta have answers. But now the booze has taken away my ability to speak really good. So I'm like, but if I just condense this down into like one-word answers, whatever question's coming at me, I can hammer this home, eat some dinner, pass out, maybe, eventually, call it quits. Family intact. So my friends dropped me off, hilariously laughing all the way because they support me. And to the door, I was having trouble walking straight too. I was a bit of a mess. So I opened up the door, and then my mom was at the top of the stairs. She's like, "Jeremy, have you been drinking?" I'm like, one word answer, yes. How much have you had to drink? No. Oh my God, you're drunk and you're gonna ruin our dinner. Yes. She starts crying, and then I realize I gotta go. But I'm too drunk to do anything, but I have my cell phone, and thanks to the miracles of technology, if I just double press the send button, it will do the last person that called me. That's Groucho. He lives a block away from me. He can save me. I call him up. I'm like, "Dude, we gotta go to the bar so I can sober up. Mom's crying." He's like, "Normally that's the other way around?" I'm like, "Details." So we fly to a fine dining establishment called Boston Pizza. And at this point in time, I'm done the crazy drunkenness, but now I can just feel the hangover just like creeping up in the backness of my head. Like the stomach's kind of feeling stupid, and the head's kind of pounding, and like lights are getting bright. And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a bad hangover. But I know I'm an expert on being drunk. I gotta combat this. H2O, yeah. So I'm getting pint after pint of water, and I'm just like chugging it like a water drinking camp. I don't know where that word came from. I've been drinking before I came up here too. Like a champ. Yeah, like a water drinking champ. Yeah. It's French because I didn't say the H. And I'm just pounding these waters, like bringing jugs, and I'm doing it, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're drinking so much water." And I'm feeling like a pretty big man because I am drinking a lot of water, way more water than everybody else. And then all of a sudden, I feel something. Like I hear something, and it's something, and I hear something. I hear calling, and it's my stomach, and it's saying, "Party's over." Everything in here's gotta go. Now I'm in my hometown. I'm in my favorite drinking establishment. And I'm not gonna run to the bathroom like a chump. You know, I got some time, right? I'm well alert. I'm just gonna coolly strut over to the bathroom, right? Just so no one thinks anything. If I run like holding my stomach, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get kicked out. I can't have that." So I just kind of like limp walk my way to the men's bathroom. And I've been in this situation before. I hold my composure, right? I get to the stall, I open it up, close it, lock it. I lift the toilet seat like a gentleman. I remove my glasses, I set them on top. I take a knee to get, close to the earth so I can get more power. And so as I'm charging up, I don't know if you've been listening to the story, but all I've had to eat is booze and chicken wings. But those chicken wings have been sauteing in whiskey for about 3 hours. So they're not solid anymore. They're like a paste of like hot paste just swirling around in the belly, right? So it's taking a lot of effort. It's not just like falling out, like it doesn't want to go. It's like, this guy's a fun time. I want to stay with him as long as possible. So I'm trying to get it out, and like apparently I'm not making the right movement, so I figure maybe the sound's missing. So I start calling my food out, and we know the call. It's like you're calling a dinosaur relative. And like my abs are getting like really tight, and I don't know if I can have enough force. Like pressure is building up, but also pressure is building up. So I get the first heave out, and most of it comes out my mouth, but just enough goes up my nose. So I've got this fire in my nose, and I have a sensitive nose, so it starts bleeding. So my nose is bleeding, I'm dry heaving, and I gotta go toot. I gotta toot. And I figured, okay, I'll just fart this out, we'll move on with our day. But I don't know if you've ever been dry heaving with severe contractions and just trying to toot a little bit. But I hadn't done enough yoga that year. And it didn't come out as a fart. It came out as a shart. Oh, it gets worse. So I'm sharted myself, but we shut it down after that, luckily. I finished throwing up and bleeding into the toilet. And I'm like, okay, Jeremy, we got some time. We can still be cool. We can still play this off. All right. What do I got to do? I'm like, okay, let's just start. For starters, got to flush that toilet. So I flushed the toilet, and unbeknownst to me, they had an Australian toilet. Because instead of the water going clockwise and down, it just came up. Yeah, someone had plugged the toilet and left that bomb there for me. Now, I should also mention, at this point in time, I think I'm gonna have to go number 2. Like immediately. Like really bad, like I'm standing frozen, because if I move, I think I might blow my pants. And I'm just stuck in terror, because I can't go, but I need to go, and I have to go somewhere. My pants aren't an option. So I'm like, okay, let's think about it. I'm drunk, this is Strathmore. There's gotta be a women's bathroom in this place somewhere. So I decided I'm just gonna like penguin walk it, clenching all the way. Get to the women's bathroom, but it's down a long hallway, right? So it started off as a smart walk, then it's a penguin jog. I'm just going as fast as my little penguin legs will go. Get into the bathroom, I see the stalls aplenty. Out of order, in order. But now we're in a time constraint problem. My abs aren't that tight, right? Like I can't go. So I'm like, okay, we gotta sprint this last one out. And I take that fateful step forward. Success. And then I realize I've got about 10 seconds. So then I start to Ben Johnson steroid freaking it out. I'm going as fast as any Canadian can go to that bathroom. I get in, I slam the door. I start pulling down my pants like you have to. And then, like a shotgun blast, boom, boom, boom. But luckily I'm a good shooter because I got it all in the important area. And I collapsed on the toilet, relaxing, hammered, amazed at my awesomeness. But I also forgot I had to go pee a bit. So I'm just peeing everywhere, all over my pants, yeah. Oh, like a champ, okay. Okay, so then I'm like, okay, well, that's another issue. Let's just I guess let's go back to emergency management here. What's the first problem? Is that problem? We'll just wipe that problem away, flush it away, no problem, right? No toilet paper. Okay, so now I do, like, instead of the penguin walk, I'm doing like the sore bear testicle walk, where I'm just kind of in the ladies' washroom praying no one comes in. So I get to the next bathroom stall, and I grab the toilet paper, we do that gross thing or whatever. And so now I'm cleaned up, kind of. It looks like I peed my pants because I've peed on my pants. So I've been in grade 2 before. I'm just going to throw water everywhere, call it a draw, right? Now I got to go in the bathroom and face my community. But before I do that, I'm like, well, I've been gone about 20 minutes at this point. They're gonna think something's up. And if they smell me, I've got a lot of fragrances going on right now. So I know what I'll do. I'll just take some of that hand sanitizer, it's like a little dollop, and put it on my wrist and just kind of rub it together. And then go out in the bar just strutting. And I go in the bar, I open up the door, and everyone starts clapping. Apparently I was so drunk, I was yelling out loud exactly what I was doing. Yeah. 'Cause that was a close call. I almost embarrassed myself that night. Thank you, Calgary.
That was all right. I guess. Oh, God. I think my face hurts. And I peed a little, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I got it covered. And I got this sexy move so no one notices.